The WPIAL playoffs. And tonight, just 24 hours later, from the Brownsville Falcons, the Uniontown Red Raiders have a shot to make it the second team from Fayette County into the WPIAL Finals. I'm Joseph Hoke along with Chuck Durso. And Chuck, tonight Uniontown gets a chance to put their stamp on a trip to the WPIAL Finals.
A team that began the year as the #1 seed in the WPIAL wants to end the WPIAL tournament on top, but you cannot end on top until you get to the championship game, and tonight's game will determine who gets to play for the title on Saturday. We were hoping, of course, for Montour to take care of business in the first game of tonight's doubleheader to set up that Uniontown Laurel Highlands matchup in the first round of the state tournament. That didn't happen in a game that ended not that long ago. Of course, Chartiers Valley with the victory, so they have advanced to the title game. So forget about Laurel Highlands in the state tournament. Uniontown now has to focus on Shaler, beating Shaler, and then, of course, taking on Chartiers Valley. We're down to 3 teams, Joe, and we'll be down to 2 here in a moment.
Shaler Titans coming out of Section 3 Quad A, and surprisingly, over the last couple years, they've been one of the premier teams in the WPIAL. Everybody's talked about the Titans. This year, Coach Rupert's squad not mentioned much. They finished 3rd in Section 3 Quad A and then make this great run into the WPIAL playoffs.
A very good section, though. That's a strong 3rd place because that's a tough section there in Section 3. And the Uniontown coaching staff telling the Red Raiders, Dave Shuck, Rich Bierbauer, telling the Red Raiders, don't take this team lightly. They are here on merit. They're one of the Final 4 because they're playing very good basketball right now. So the Red Raiders had better be ready to play tonight.
Wins over Mount Lebanon and Newcastle. And when you beat Mount Lebanon and Newcastle in the same week, you've really accomplished something. Tonight, again, Uniontown will face a size disadvantage. Shaler Titans come in with the big 6'5" kid, Pete Federovich, I believe that's how you pronounce it. So nothing different for the Red Raiders tonight. It's going to be keys, Chuck, guard play and rebounding.
Yeah, I did the Penn Trafford game in the quarterfinals that Uniontown won the other night up at California University was one of the few times they didn't have a noted size disadvantage. Certainly in the first round playoff game against McKeesport, they were outsized, and that'll be the case again tonight. Again, Uniontown will do what they always try to do. They'll try to counter that size disadvantage with the speed and quickness advantage that they have. The pressure defense, get the fast break going, try to hit the outside shots. It's the same recipe for success that's taken Uniontown to where they are right now, which again is just 2 rungs away. We talk about climbing the ladder in the WPIAL tournament. 2 more rungs to climb.
They can almost see the landing. And for the Uniontown Red Raiders tonight, it will be Winfrey Jones, Jacobs, Brandon Duncan, and Terrence Vaughns is the 5. And for the Shaler Titans, it will be Matthew Wesinger, Adam Bobar, Sean Denham, Pete Federich, and number 22, Jason Pyring. And for tonight's matchup, and Chuck, as always, you want to get us going here with quarter number 1 between the Red Raiders of Uniontown and the Titans of Shaler area.
Great atmosphere at the A.J. Palumbo Center on the campus of Duquesne University, and a huge contingent of Red Raider fans have come up from Fayette County to take in this action. We're underway, and right off the opening tap, quick layup, Chris Jacobs scores from Terrence Vaughns.
It's going to be interesting to see how far David Winfrey goes tonight. The ankle injury still bothering him for the opening game against McKeesport.
And a quick steal by the Red Raiders. Quick 2-0 lead for Uniontown, and they'll see if they can extend that. And Winfrey, an outstanding gutsy performance as we get a kick. Ooh. Brandon Duncan takes a little tumble.
I'll tell you what, man, Matthew Wesinger, no undercut there out front.
Absolutely. Coaching staff, very high praise for Winfrey and the gutsy performance against Penn Trafford, suffering from that injury, of course, that he hurt the ankle against McKeesport in the first round. Now here's Nelson Jones, tough luck as it rims out. Scramble for the loose ball, and Jones is going to be called for, no, I think we may get the foul.
I think it's on...
Yeah, it's going to be on Jones. Saw some Red Raiders clapping their hands down there for a moment. Thought maybe the call went against Shaler, but no, the foul is on Nelson Jones. First Uniontown foul, and now Shaler will inbounds. Red Raiders with the full court pressure.
Man-to-man full court. Tell you what, here's the young man. Adam Bober is going to be hounded all night. He's going to have to handle the basketball.
Didn't do it there. Nelson Jones with the pressure, and Bober loses control, so a quick turnover, and the Red Raiders will now inbounds. We are just underway. Semifinal action of the WPIAL Boys Quad A Tournament. Uniontown with a 2-0 lead over Shaler. Winner gets Chartiers Valley in the championship game Saturday, right back here at the A.J. Palumbo Center.
Shaler has opened up a little 1-3-1 zone.
There's the first 3. This from Vaughns, and that's no good. And the rebound pulled down by Peering. Hey, look, Joe, Shaler in their front court.
Yeah, it's the first time I've got it across court here.
Now we'll see what Shaler can do offensively. Spin dribble. Layup and nice move by Weisinger. His first two, and we're tied a pair apiece.
The 6'1" senior spinning with the left hand. It's going to be interesting to see how Uniontown handles the 1-3-1 zone, which they should be able to handle very relative because they probably practice against it 90% of the time at Uniontown.
As we say, and as we have said throughout the playoffs, how well Uniontown shoots from outside goes a long way towards determining how successful their offense will be. That pass is swatted out of bounds by Weisinger, and Uniontown will inbounds. The Red Raiders, a very good three-point shooting team, particularly, of course, with Vaughn's outside, but you have Duncan, you have Jenkins off the bench, you have even Jacobs, and Jones can hit the three as well.
Not into that little 2-3 matchup.
This is Jacobs, and he's been the big gun offensively in the postseason for the Red Raiders. Now Vaughn's kicks it into Jones. Can't get the roll.
Good look inside. Nelson with the drop step. Just can't finish it, and back come the Titans.
Loose ball to Denham, and tough luck twice now inside for Nelson Jones. Shaler looking for their first lead. Uniontown in that man-to-man, and a near steal by Duncan. Now Weisinger kicks it inside, and the short jumper is up and in by Fedorovich. His first two, 4-2 Shaler. So Shaler takes their first lead.
Inside they go to the big kid. Now we're going to get a walk out here on Terrence Vaughn's. Uniontown a little bit struggle offensively. They had them problems against Penn Trafford.
Well, they've gone into lulls, and you'll see that in recent years by this Red Raider team. They certainly had that problem against McKeesport, allowing the Tigers back in that first-round game, and just could never quite get in sync in that Penn Trafford game. Had one run there in the second quarter and looked good in the fourth quarter as well. First and third quarters, they struggled. Now Uniontown in a bit of a zone. And there he is again. Fedorovich with two field goals back-to-back. Shaler out to a 6-2 lead.
So good start for the Shaler Titans if your head coach Harry Ruppert.
Brandon Duncan fakes it, takes it, and makes it.
See what, he has been a very pleasant surprise since coming into the starting lineup.
And a steal by Vaughn. Oh, he couldn't control the ball. Now a loose ball. Shot no good. And Vaughns gets the rebound. That was Warner in the game off the bench. Couldn't get that shot to go down. Now Duncan, does he lose control? Almost. Uniontown will retain possession. Denham almost coming up with the steal. It's 6-4 Shaler with the lead.
Good job that time by Denham to step in and force Duncan to lose control of the basketball.
Now in the corner, Terrence Vaughn's. 1-2-3. First tray of the night for the Red Raiders, and they're back on top. 7-6.
So they've answered the 6-0 run with a 5-0 run of their own here. See it, and they'll play with Fedorovich 30 feet away from the basket.
Yeah, let him out there all day.
But you're kind of a catch-22 for Shaler. You got to bring him out there to relieve some of the pressure and have somebody to throw over the top.
Three by Weisinger, no good. Winfrey picked up the long rebound. Jacobs a little trouble with the outlet pass, so Uniontown will slow it down. Now Duncan likes the three. Oh, Brandon Duncan with 5 early points. And the Raiders take their biggest lead of the night. It's 10-6.
So 10-0 run here, and this is what Uniontown's patented to do.
Now a runner in the lane, no good. Nelson Jones with the rebound. Shot put up by Denham. Now Duncan in the corner. Oh, he was thinking about it for a second. Well, you don't want Winfrey taking that shot.
But you know what? He's got to take it every once in a while because they're going to leave him wide open. You've got to make Shaler respect him a little bit offensively.
10-6, Raiders with the lead. Shaler with the ball.
Thought maybe he should have put it down on the floor once or twice and stepped in just a little bit closer.
Yeah, that was about 3 feet beyond the arc. Midway through the first period. Now Fedorovich on the drive, pass, out of bounds. That'll stay on this end. Shaler will retain possession.
So Shaler looks a little bit out of sync here offensively.
Kicking it into Fedorovich earlier in the period and had some success with that. Last couple possessions trying to work it around the perimeter. And
Adam Bose again for David Winfrey and De'Aaron Jenkins in. So Coach Shuck has used his bench a lot more than I think people thought he would here throughout the whole playoff run.
And Shaler, on the other hand, Joe, not known as a particularly deep team. No. They usually only play about 6. And sometimes that could be suicide, trying to go an entire game with only 6 against these Red Raiders. You might stay with them for 3 quarters, but it catches up to you in the fourth quarter. That's Fedorovich with a short jumper. He has 6 of the 8 Shaler points, and the Red Raider lead is cut to 2.
Nelson Jones works that high post really well. I'll tell you what, they do a good job of going high-low when they go in their zone offense here.
Jerry Jenkins running the baseline. Now they kick it to Vaughns in the corner. He steps up, and puts in.
Tell you what, he's off to a pretty good starter. He's got 5.
5 for Vaughns, 5 for Duncan. Raiders lead 12-8.
Bozak extends the man-to-man, 3-quarter court for Uniontown.
Bozak checking Denham, and now loose ball, scramble. No jump ball called. Gets it off to Fedorovich. Now he'll kick it over to Warner. Warner on the drive. Contact. They'll call offensive foul. Uniontown regains possession with a 12-8 lead. And the Raiders have scored 10 of the past 12 points in this game.
As you said, they got 5 from Duncan and 5 from Vaughns and 2 from Chris Jacobs. They've hit 2 3-pointers out of their first. They're 2 for 3 from three-point land here in the early going.
Chris Jacobs with 18 points in each of the first 2 playoff games. Where would they have been without him? As that ball is kicked, Uniontown will retain possession. But off to the early start tonight without requiring a lot of offense from Jacobs.
One of the things, though, you got to give Penn Trafford credit, especially in that ball game, because they were able to control tempo, and that's something somebody usually does not get to do against Uniontown.
Yeah, they kept it a half-court game. They kept the game in the 50s where they wanted it. That was their only chance to win. Testimony to Uniontown, though, that even in the 50s they could win the game. Now Jacobs misses a short jumper, keeps it alive. Nelson Jones, and this time Jones gets the shot to go down, and the Raiders now up by 6.
Good ball movement and one good extra pass. A lot of unselfishness there by the Uniontown Red Raiders.
Fedorovich, turnaround over Jones. No good. Rebound Vaughns.
You know, they got Nelson Jones listed here as 5'11". He matches up against everybody's big guy every time Uniontown goes man-to-man.
Well, with that leaping ability he has, he plays almost like a 6'2", 6'3" player. Now inside Jacobs from Vaughns. Gets the drop. 4 for Jacobs, and it's all Red Raiders. And Shaler might want to be thinking about a TO right about now.
A good shooting start for Uniontown. It's one of their better shooting starts in a while.
16-8, and a near steal. Will get contact called, though. This foul will be on the Red Raiders up top.
It's got to be on Adam Bozak.
Yes, that'll be his first foul, second team foul on the Red Raiders, and no fouls have been called yet on Shaler.
Well, Shaler playing that 2-3 zone, and they're not really playing it very aggressively. And you're not going to commit fouls when you're just standing.
Yeah, and check that. The one offensive foul was called on Warner.
See, Fedorovich is 30 feet from the basket. Uniontown will live with that all game. Got to make that one extra pass right there for Shaler.
Now the long jumper is up and in. Shaler finally breaks the Uniontown run, and it's 14-8. Now Jacobs. Oh, look at that bounce. Nelson Jones, but has it rejected by Fedorovich. Now nice backdoor cut. Layup no good, though, by Denham.
It's going to be a foul.
Foul on Shaler on the rebound. Oh, nice.
I think Byron may have grabbed somebody coming back down here. Yeah, Peering just grabbed, it looks like Nelson Jones just yanked him to the ground.
Red Raiders with a 6-point lead late in the first period. 16-10. Uniontown with the basketball.
They're going to spread the floor here.
Typical Dave Shuck strategy, especially late in the period. I have the lead and the ball. You play my style.
And you're going to play zone. If you're Uniontown, you'll keep it out here.
A lot of people disagree with this strategy. They feel with Uniontown's speed advantage, just keep taking it at them and keep going. But hard to argue with the success that Uniontown's had. It works.
Well, I think what happens sometimes is that wasn't bad. They spread the floor and look for a first good shot. Now they'll turn it over. But
what a break.
Bring to the end of the quarter.
The quarter ends. They were holding for one shot, and what a quarter it was as the Uniontown Red Raiders off to a little bit of a slow start, but they dominate the final half of the quarter, and after one quarter of play, the score, Uniontown 16, Shaler 10.
over 20 years of service and factory-trained technicians, Ford Business has what it takes to provide your company with the edge to stay ahead of the competition. As an authorized Gestetner dealer, we can offer a digital solution that will fit your budget. Isn't it time to join the digital revolution? Ford also offers complete network installation, computers and servers, as well as printers and fax machines. For professional service you can depend on, call Ford Business Machines. Real people, real solutions.
Welcome back as we get ready for second period action after 1 quarter of play. The score is Uniontown 16, Shaler 10. And Joe, Shaler looked good early on. They were keeping it a half-court game. They were kicking it inside, but Uniontown ratcheted up the defensive pressure and got on a roll.
Yeah, there's our partners across the way. There was Kevin Harrison and Dave, because nobody knows Dave's last name.
Oh, that's Dave Carr.
There's the last name. We've been for 3 years now. We just know him as Dave.
You should have asked me. That's my buddy Dave Carr and, yeah, Kevin Harrison.
So man-to-man for Uniontown as the Titans bring it forecourt. And Fedorovich having all kind of problems in the middle of the floor. No walk called. And they dump it and look to Adam Bobar. Good move down, kick out. It's a good man-to-man defense here by Uniontown. Shaler having all kind of a rubber shanty one to catch it. On the floor with it. And that is Sean Denham and nearly a steal. Good patience, though. Give him credit. Jumper back of the iron. Good rebound. Step back. Won't go. Nelson Jones battles for it. Here come the Raiders. This is Jacobs. Crossover to the glass. No walk call. And it don't go down.
Oh, what tough luck for Jacobs. What a nice move.
He got away with a walk. Pull-up jumper by Denham is an air ball. And De'Aaron Jenkins with his first rebound of the night. And here comes Uniontown looking to extend the 6-point advantage.
Well, it's early, of course. A lot of basketball yet to play. But so far from what we've seen, Joe, Shaler just doesn't look like they have anything for Uniontown tonight.
Jacobs turns, puts it up, won't go. Fedorovich right now starting to take control on the glass a little bit. And here comes Bober. Lead feet ahead. Left-hand leg. Can't go down. Rebound. Put it on the floor one time. Whistle a foul on Chris Jacobs.
Just tough luck shooting for Shaler. They're missing all kind of layups here. They're getting a couple open looks from the outside. I don't think they've hit an outside shot yet tonight. Just totally out of sync and just not working. We're going to get a timeout.
Coach Shuck wants a timeout right there. Powering, I believe, will be going to the line. But Uniontown has come out here in the second quarter and had a couple opportunities to extend the lead and couldn't get some layups to fall down.
I think if, and who knows, I'm not a mind reader, wouldn't pretend to be, but I suspect, and you talk about missing a couple of offensive shots, but knowing Dave Shuck and his insistence on playing good defense, I'll bet he called that timeout because of the fact that Shaler was getting some open shots here as the second quarter began, even though they didn't get them to go down.
Coach Shuck and Coach Rupert could be brothers.
Well, there is a little bit of resemblance.
They could be brothers. Yeah. I'm telling you, they look exactly alike. Got that same white hair working?
I'll bet the volume level during the timeout is just a little different.
Yeah, Coach Rupert looks like he's kind of a calm guy down there. Don't know much about. I did know that he coached at Pitt for a while. He was an assistant at Pitt, and they took over the Shaler program. He's done a wonderful job at Shaler.
Well, and he's a couple big wins here in the playoffs, and you cannot argue with the success that they've had in the postseason. I mean, here they are. If you win on merit. The winner of this game, again, of course, gets Chartiers Valley Saturday, and a lot of people might say, oh, hey, we're happy to be playing Chartiers Valley. That's better than Montour. That's better than Central Catholic. Well, Chartiers Valley is the team that has defeated Central Catholic and Montour, so they're going to be tough to play.
And a lot of tradition. 5-point lead now as Powering gets 1 of 2, and it goes out to Shaler. But Char Valley was not expected to do much. Coach McConnell with a young team. But I'll tell you what, they have stepped it up big time. I got to see them against Central Catholic. They did a super job against the Vikings.
Whoever plays them Saturday is going to have a tough matchup. No doubt about it. He'll be playing a red-hot team. Got to get there first, though.
And going around, and we're going to get a foul on Terrence Vaughns, I do believe. As Joe Warner was going
and I believe,
to the bucket.
Yeah, I believe they called that foul on De'Aaron Jenkins.
Did they? It's De'Aaron's first. Now there's a loose ball. Man, there's a grab. Jim Creek would have been proud of that hold by De'Aaron Jenkins. Inside he go. Nice move. Will not finish. Oh, great block by Nelson Jones. And they call a foul.
There's Nelson Jones with his typical demonstrative reaction when he's called for a foul, but he doesn't think he committed. The first block was clean. I think he got a little contact down with the hip the second time up.
And Powering will go back to the line, appearing, and the left-hander strokes the first one. Jason now, we got him for his 4th point, 16-12 ball game.
Well, Shaler just hanging around now. Uniontown seemed to have taken control of this game, but they have not scored yet in the second period, and Shaler now a chance to get to within 3.
And they do on the strength of some Peering free throws. 16-13 in favor of the Red Raiders.
Zone defense by Shaler, which they've shown almost exclusively.
Little 1-3-1 now. Nelson Jones and Chris Jacobs will work the high post. They got the big boy Kevin McLeod down on the blocks and Brandon Duncan here on the wing.
What the Raiders will do will run the baseline, try to free up Jenkins.
And good ball movement here. Inside they go to Nelson Jones. Good kick back to Duncan. Long jumper back of the iron. Won't go, and we're going to get a whistle of foul as Joe Warner gets the rebound, and Kevin McLeod, I do believe, picks up the foul for Uniontown.
And I believe that is the 6th team foul on the Red Raiders, so no free throws yet, but the next Raider foul will send the Titans to the line in the bonus.
Full court pressure now coming from Uniontown. And they get it into Denham, and he will run the offense. Here Jenkins puts the pressure, three-quarter court, and they extend it. See, they got Fedorovich 30 feet from the bucket. And, there's a walk, no call, left-handed by Powering won't go. And that's swatted out there. Duncan leads it ahead to Jenkins. We're going to get a foul way back here, too. That's 2 or 3 walks that they've kind of let people get away with here.
And you don't mind if you're Shaler getting that foul because that prevented a fast break opportunity.
And that was a little bit of a leak out there.
Weisinger is called for his first foul, and Uniontown nowhere near the bonus. Shaler has committed only, I believe, 2.
I may be mistaken here, but did somebody tell me Uniontown sold like 9,000 tickets for this game?
Well, it sounds like it. I don't know if they did. It sounds like it. The Red Raider fans have been following this as they did all last year, all the way to Hershey, and they'll do it again this year all the way to Hershey, hopefully. They always bring a huge crowd. They're here tonight, and I think that they might just camp out and stay here Saturday if the Red Raiders win.
I didn't go to the mall for 2 days.
Absolutely.
And Vaughn's jumper is blocked, and now it kicks off Kevin McLeod's knee. And there's that little streak offensively where they've gone cold.
Peering getting a piece of that jumper by Vaughn's, and the Raiders still looking for their first point here in the second period. And Shaler, don't look now, but Shaler hits a home run ball, and we're tied.
Need that triple. Uniontown now looks like they've gone to the 1-3-1 a little bit. They're trying to trap a little bit. Good pressure, good ball movement by the Titans. Skip it over. Fedorovich now. They do a good job of ball movement. Denham for the tie? No. Tap up. Nelson Jones with the rebound. Raiders want to run. He'll pull it back.
No numbers there for Nelson Jones. Good decision.
David Winfrey bounces it inside, bounces it to the baseline to Terrence Vaughns.
Again, they'll try to free up somebody baseline in the corner in the hope that either they'll get the open jumper or they can find some room up there at the high post right there, Nelson Jones.
Into Kevin McLeod. Kevin gets a swatter from behind. Stays with it, though. But he's going to go to the line. Great effort by Kevin McLeod inside.
Fedorovich with the rejection the first time. Second time, though, the contact is called. Fedorovich from behind, or the foul may have been up front.
Kevin will go to the line.
They're actually going to call that foul on Peering. Fedorovich apparently did get all ball from behind, but Peering with the contact in front of McLeod.
I saw Coach McConnell over there draped over the table. It's be a long night for him.
First free throw of the night for the Red Raiders, and McLeod rims it out.
One of Uniontown's nemesis in the West playing tonight at Fitzgerald Fieldhouse as the City League title game being played there between Shenley and Peabody.
Well, we're a long way to be looking ahead to the state tournament because there's business to take care of, but we're not playing, so you and I can afford to look ahead. Boy, if Shenley and Uniontown would meet in the state tournament after what happened last year, especially with Uniontown with that big first-round upset, I think the 2 best teams in the West are certainly 2 of the best, 2 of the 3 best.
Honestly, I think they are the 2 best teams in the West. Inside they go. Good move on the baseline. We're going to get a call on a walk.
Yeah, I think if they're not the 2 best, they're 2 of the 3 best, and maybe in the whole state as well. It would be an epic matchup. You never know how things are going to work out, but it'd be great if they could play in the Western Final for the right to go to Hershey. David
Winfrey and Nelson Jones, and we'd be amiss to talk about. We actually have an area team in the District 5 tournament tonight for the championship. Jenkins with it down, big bucket.
There's points off the bench for De'Aaron Jenkins.
and extends the Uniontown lead back to 7. Or excuse me, back to 6. That's it, Joe. Give him a 3-pointer when he shoots him. His brother will let me know about that one. What's the chances of that over the weekend? That's turned over. The Jenkins family and the Lemon family will have 2 brothers playing on the same floor, possibly at the same time.
How about that? You had a chance to see that Brownsville game played last night as we're sitting here with tonight's game, a Tuesday night, here on the same court. And Brownsville, I think, getting a lot of people's attention. First of all, winning the game, but I think especially by the margin.
Yeah, I thought Hopewell would give them a little bit better ball game. But you know what's happening here, and I give Brownsville a lot of credit as we take a timeout. We'll talk about that with 3:33. I think what's happening is mentally people's guards are wearing down in the second half. Coach May from West Mifflin made up a good point. He said, our kids just wore out in the second half against Brownsville's guards. And I think that's what happens. You stay within striking distance. They're kind of like Uniontown right now. They make the big run, and you find yourself down, and your guards are exhausted, and you can't make the run.
And what I love, and what's so great about postseason basketball, I mean, this is a Brownsville team that with about 45 seconds to go in the first round looked like their season might be over. They were trailing in
and
that
Elwood
first
City
round.
had the ball.
Exactly. And they pull out that victory.
Think about it. In West Mifflin, they were down 9.
And then they were trailing again to West Mifflin. So at any point, their season could have been over. Now, suddenly, they know that they're in the state tournament, first time ever.
Now you're going to go back to the Palumbo Center.
Oh, a chance to win
the
WPIAL.
We talk about this one. How about Uniontown? Up 18, see a lead sweep to 6. Then how about Penn Trafford had them beaten, and things just don't fall your way. Somebody once told me I'd rather be lucky than good.
Yeah, the great thing about high school postseason action, anything can happen. We've seen that already.
Yeah, and I think it's so much more in basketball playoffs than football playoffs. If you have a dominating football team, they usually go out and rip somebody. Good move to the glass, stolen, and Fedorovich will get it and roll it in.
8 points for Fedorovich. Nice turnaround move there, and Uniontown's lead cut to 4.
Dear Jenkins brings up, we were talking about District 5. The Turkeyfoot Rams were going against Berlin's Brother Valley. Turkeyfoot ranked 5th in Class A in the state of Pennsylvania. They've had a great season up on the mountain.
Very good rebounding team. A lot of inside presence for Turkeyfoot, and be interesting to see what they can do in the state tournament. Uh-oh.
Nice pass inside. I believe that's Weisinger that gets the basket.
He now has 4.
And we're back to a 2-point ball game. So out of timeout, Shaler has made a little bit of a run here.
These Titans just won't go away, and Uniontown has been the dominant team most of the way tonight, and you look up at the scoreboard, 19-17.
Jumper down, Nelson Jones.
And Nelson Jones is feeling it. He hits a jumper from just about the same distance as that game-winning jumper the other night against Penn Trafford. Different spot on the floor.
Closing in on 2 minutes. Nice bounce pass again, but he can't handle it. Fedorovich now will swing it. Denham's jumper on the way. Rolls around the rim. Good rebound there. Stick back won't go. And I believe that was number 13, Weisinger again.
Duncan's going to be called for the foul, and that'll be 2 free throws, and actually won't be Weisinger going to the line. Yeah, it's going to be Peering going to the line. He's 3 for 4. He is the only Titan to shoot from the line thus far tonight.
Well, our man Eric over here has a made-for-television special. He said if Uniontown Browns will both win, we should play pay-per-view.
Oh, hey.
But he gets the exclusive rights, he said. And so it would be live. As Peering misses both, we'll play it in the studio here.
We have room for that?
Pull-up jumper. Won't go. Back of the irons by Terrence Vaughn. A good rebound here. Here comes the Titans. They're out 2-on-2 for Hurry. But good decision.
Near steal by Vaughn.
To pull back out and get into their offense. Shaler don't look like they're getting much movement on their offense here.
No, they don't. And against this man-to-man, you have to set some screens. You have to move the ball around. Right now, they're just trying to kick it in and
penetrate,
see what happens. Yeah.
Good move here. Coming all the way. It won't go down. As Weisinger couldn't get it to go down. I've pronounced his name 3 different times so far this half.
But again, Shaler right there. And now Uniontown getting late in the quarter here. And let's see if Dave Shuck tries to take the air out of the ball as he did late in the first period.
See, one thing I think Uniontown's guards have to do a little bit better. They have to step into some gaps and penetrate and make a little bit easier shot for their shooters with some skips. Everything right now is just around the perimeter. There's a little step in, a nice bounce pass to Nelson Jones, and it will not go down. But there's a little bit better. They get a little penetration and a little dump down, and you get a little bit better shot out of it.
The penetration so far has been coming from up high into the high post, but when they get the ball down into the corner, they've not been kicking it in to the blocks from there. But you're right. We did see that just a moment ago, and they may want to try that some more.
Jumper by Vaughns will not go down. Rebound as Shaler wants to push it out here. Denham will bring it up the right sideline. He thought about it. See, Fedorovich got a little bit offensive-minded, too. Jumper, Peering, won't go down. There's a rebound by Terrence Vaughn. See, Fedorovich got a little bit more offensive-minded when he gets the ball in the blocks. He's got a size advantage. He's got to be more aggressive. Jenkins will not go down. And that'll be tipped out of bounds, and they'll say it goes to the Shaler Titans.
Nelson Jones trying to keep the ball alive, goes out of bounds off of Nelson. Uniontown struggling from the outside, have not been able to find the range. Duncan and Vaughns both hit three-pointers in the first quarter, but Uniontown, other than a De'Ari Jenkins about 17-footer baseline, they haven't hit an outside shot here in the second quarter.
Fedorovich coming all the way, can't get it good. Dude, they missed like 5 or 6 layups here.
Yeah, I think what might have been from the Titans.
It's a 4-point ball game. They might be up here by 2 or 3. So David Winfrey will hold it. A little bit more pressure now by Shaler as they force him to come out man-to-man.
Well, now Uniontown, as we mentioned a moment ago, now they are going to perhaps hold for one.
David Winfrey now trying to go around. Oh, nice move, stutter step. Winfrey dumps it down to Jones. Nelson Jones can't finish this, but I think David Winfrey got the finish on it.
Well, he deserved it. He created, penetrating and creating.
See, and that's what we talked about. They've got to just step in it. Hey, what a great move up top, though. Saw his dad in the stands as Fedorovich proves the jumper. And that's going to bring us to the end of the half.
Fedorovich, double figures. He has 10, and look at that. I'm just amazed, Joe. You look, forget the scoreboard for a moment, just look on the court. It seemed like it's been a Uniontown half, and yet when you look up at that scoreboard, 23-19.
And that does bring us to the end of the first half here from the A.J. Palumbo Center in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Right now, Uniontown halfway home to a ticket to the WPIAL title game. They lead the Titans of Shaler 23-19. You're watching the WPIAL playoffs on Herald Standard Television.
Alarm monitoring systems, located at 6011 Avenue in Uniontown. We sell, service, and install. The cost of annual monitoring is $96. Our own 24-hour local central station offers monitoring of security systems and 24-hour emergency repair service. We also offer medical alert, fire safety, and insurance deductions. Call Alarm Monitoring Systems today at 439-1180 or 437-6101.
Selecting an attorney can be difficult. Did you know that there are almost 1 million attorneys in the United States? Did you know that a national board measures their experience and expertise? And that fewer than 2,200 achieve certification? Did you know that only 30 attorneys in the country were certified in both civil and criminal law? Did you know that 2 of them live and work right here? Meet James and Samuel Davis, the hometown professionals at Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law.
With over 20 years of service and factory trained technicians, Ford Business has what it takes to provide your company with the edge to stay ahead of the competition. As an authorized Gestetner dealer, we can offer a digital solution that will fit your budget. Isn't it time to join the digital revolution? Ford also offers complete network installation, computers and servers, as well as printers and fax machines. For professional service you can depend on, call Ford Business Machines. Real people, real solutions.
All right, back to the A.J. Palumbo Center where the Uniontown Red Raiders hold a slim 4-point lead here over the Titans of Shaler area. I'm Jez Rick along with Chuck Durso, and Chuck, absolutely right. Uniontown's dominated everywhere but on the scoreboard.
Well, and the one dark cloud on the horizon for Shaler, I think, and I'll go back to what I said when this game started. Shaler played that entire first half, used only 6 players. And they've been able to stay with Uniontown so far, but you know that pressure and the up-tempo that Uniontown likes to play, that can wear down on you. We'll see how Shaler does as the second half goes on. But no doubt about it, a good first half for Shaler, reminiscent of the Penn Trapper game. They're where they want to be, which is in the game. entering the final 16 minutes. We're underway now in the third quarter. Uniontown gets the first possession. Shaler in that 1-3-1 that they played throughout most of the first period. And Vaughn's in the corner trying to kick the ball inside to Jacobs. Instead it was kicked, so now the Red Raiders will inbound.
Eric, when are you going to get us courtside seats? You know, Dave and Kevin are courtside, and we're 58 feet away from this freaking.
And Rob Berchani, look at him right down there. Of course, he's not even watching the game. Hey, Rob, look up. Here's Nelson Jones. He scores.
You got Nelson for 6.
And the Raider lead is 6 as we open up action here in quarter number 3. 25-19. Again, the winner advances to the WPIAL Boys Quad A Championship game, which we played on this very same court at the Palumbo Center on Saturday afternoon.
At 2 o'clock.
Brandon Duncan with the steal. Jones, Winfrey.
Oh, good move. I think David might hurt his ankle again.
Jones tried to keep it alive. Now Vaughns. Nice deflection, and Nelson Jones the beneficiary. He has 8. Raiders lead by 8. Good hustle by Terrence Vaughns. Give him the unofficial assist on that play.
What Shaler could not afford, Chuck, was a quick run by Uniontown, and the Raiders have come out here and they're going to get a whistle and a foul.
Jacobs will be called for that foul. That will be his second foul and the first team foul on the Red Raiders here in the half. Yeah, you mentioned we got the word here tonight that the starting time of the championship game will be 2 o'clock on Saturday afternoon, which surprised me a little bit. I assumed that would be an evening game.
It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I think the girls' Quad A game is the nightcap on Saturday night.
Got to get Susie there in prime time.
Yeah,
is that
Susie
what
gets
the deal is?
PT, baby.
Okay.
Her brother gets the afternoon time slot. Nothing like the McConnells in the Whippeal.
Inside rejection, Nelson Jones.
I think it's the McConnell Invitational. Well, you know what I think
but Pete Serio won't be there.
Well, I think that's why they may have set that up for 8 o'clock for the wife-husband battle.
Hoping for it, but Connellsville had something to say about that. And now, Jones getting a taste of his own medicine is Fedorovich.
That's okay. If Connellsville can pull one out tonight, they'll play the 8 o'clock game.
How about getting the nice location against Mount Lebanon, getting to play at Laurel Highlands, which was kind of a surprise. Can't get the crawl on the baseline jumper.
Mark John pulled some strings.
Now here's Vaughns. Good start for the Red Raiders here in the second half. They've run the lead out to 8. Now Terrence Vaughns wide open for 3. Are you kidding me? You leave him that wide open?
Yeah, that was a triple into the corner.
That's like match play golf. It's a gimme. Don't even make him shoot it. Just let him put the 3 up on the scoreboard. Concede it.
It's an 11-point lead now. Biggest lead of the night for Uniontown. A little weave out front. Good move here.
Contact by Jacobs, not called, and we get the runner by Weisinger.
Weisinger playing pretty solid here for Shaler area.
6 points. First 2 of the half now for Shaler. Lead is 8. Lead is 10. Jacobs with 6. He hits the turnaround off the window.
Chuck, it should be 32-21.
That's right, because Vaughn's just hit a 3.
Yeah.
Lead is 11.
The man-to-man right now has really got Shaler a little bit discombobulated because Uniontown has really turned up the pressure defensively. Good double that time. Good step out.
Denham's got to call the timeout. Vaughn's trailing him, and Duncan stepped out for the double team and forced to call a timeout.
Shaler's man-to-man offense right now is really having trouble. They're really stagnated. Looks like what they're trying to do is set that high screen, roll off of it. But Uniontown's doing a good job of hedging and stepping out right now and giving the Shaler Titans a lot of problems.
I think you just used an oxymoron there. Military intelligence, Shaler's half-court offense. They don't seem to have much of a half-court offense out there tonight, quite frankly. It's dribble up top, see if we can drive down the lane and find Fedorovich, hopefully, somewhere to dump it off to.
But they've even done a decent job on a big kid tonight. He's got 10.
Next screen, they said, I think will be their first of the night. 5:02 left here in the third period. And the Raiders only led by 4 when this half began, but in the first nearly 3 minutes of the third quarter, they have outscored Shaler 9-2 to run that lead out to 32-21.
Friday night at the Palumbo Center, it's the girls' Class A game, boys' Class A game, boys' Triple A game. Brownsville will be in that one against Blackhawk, and then Saturday everybody else goes.
Tough battle, too, against the perennial Triple A. Can I say Titans? We have Shaler Titans out there. Blackhawk, 9 straight years or something like that? They've been in at least the semifinals. Baseline jumper, no good. Nelson Jones rebound. Looking for numbers, and he will be fouled.
Well, but you know what? They're the stick. They're the measuring stick where you throw your program against. You want to be Blackhawk. And you know what? 4 years down the line in Brownsville, it's been that way. Every coach that's been there has won a shot at Blackhawk, and Coach Logan's going to get the shot.
Tonight, it's a Friday night.
Tonight, Coach Logan's missing the game.
Friday night, we will find out. Warner called for the foul, and that is his second. So now the Raiders will try to extend that 11-point lead.
And we cannot cover the games, though. That's what's sad. But you can watch them on Fox.
And the Herald Standard, of course, will be covering them to give you all the skinny.
Good ball movement.
Terrence Vaughns for three. Got a little piece of that up top, though.
I was going to say, because that's an air ball. Somebody better check it.
No, partially blocked. And you wonder, well, we'll get to it next time Uniontown has the ball. Strategically wonder how long Dave Shuck will allow Shaler to play the zone down by this much. Oh, now we get contact and count it as Warner will go to the line.
Well, not a smart foul right there. You're up by 11. Now you got a chance to let them get right back to 8. You don't want to do that right now. You got Tate Shaler on the ropes, and that's going to send Coach Shuck for a little timeout as we scan the crowd here at the Palumbo Center here at the University of Duquesne. It's a 9-point ball game lead here by the Uniontown Red Raiders, and Chuck won't look ahead too far, but the one thing that scares me about Uniontown against Char Valley, I had a chance to watch Char Valley against Central Catholic, is Char Valley's got some very decent guards, and we saw against Penn Trafford, good guards gave Uniontown some problems.
Well, and again, this is a good team. We said this in the first half. They're here. You know, they are in the championship game. They beat quality opponents to get there. So, you know, I don't think that there's a team. I don't think they're a team that you can take lightly by any stretch of the imagination. Although right now they're not even thinking about Chartiers Valley. Uniontown has to concentrate on Shaler. Still a lot of basketball to play here. They're up by 8. They're in a nice position, but a lot of ball left. And right now, Coach Shuck and the Red Raiders only thinking about Shaler. That field goal by Warner, by the way, right before the timeout, the first field goal of the night by someone other than Fedorovich and Weisinger for Shaler. No balance from the Titans thus far, but now Warner converts the three-point play, and it is an 8-point game. 3:52 on a turning clock left here in quarter number 3.
It's strange. Only in the state of Pennsylvania would you know who your first-round state playoff opponent is before you play in the championship game.
Yeah, and that was a weird setup there where, you know, win or lose in the championship game because it's 1 against 10 and 2 against 9, and, yeah, very strange. Duncan passes up the 3. So does Vaughns.
Oh, good ball movement again.
Jones to Vaughns. Vaughns on the baseline.
Good ball movement.
10 points for Terrence. And the Raider lead is 10.
And Shaler continues to sit in that zone. Denham was coming all the way. Oh, good ball movement there. Jumper back of the iron.
Rebound Vaughns. 34-24 Red Raiders. And you look at the score right now, and that would be Shaler would like the pace right now. It has been a low-scoring game. They've prevented Uniontown from running up and down the court, but Shaler's done nothing offensively tonight, and Uniontown with the lead.
Here comes the pull out here by Coach Shuck to make the Shaler Titans come out and get him.
Try to pick up that pace a little bit, up the tempo here.
Because the bad matchup is Fedorovich on Nelson Jones, because Nelson Jones will just eat him for dinner and blow by him. Shaler just not a very quick basketball team.
Shaler so far resisting, coming out of that zone.
Well, Shaler looks like they just don't have no emotion right now.
Here they go. Now they're matching up.
Oh, there it is, right into the high post. Oh, good backdoor. Oh, nice.
Jacobs to Duncan to Jones.
That's how you draw it up on the chalkboard. Never looks like that.
Sounds like a nice double play combination there, and instead it was a little tic-tac-toe passing, and loving that. Raiders by 12.
That's just great ball movement. Oh, nice dump down.
Kicks it inside, and Vaughns will be called for the contact, and Fedorovich will go to the line.
We talked about penetration by Uniontown's guards. Now Shaler's guards doing a pretty good job of stepping in, and this is what concerns you. They've got to do a better job of shutting down the gaps and not allowing Shaler to penetrate and dump it down.
And here's a statistic that will tell a lot as we get another timeout on the floor with exactly 2 minutes remaining here in the third period. And the Raiders with the big lead. And Joe, a telling statistic here as 6'5" Pete Fedorovich is about to go to the line for the first time tonight with 2 minutes in the third quarter. See, he should be living at the line.
Yeah, see, they should have came down. You know what, you wonder sometimes, coaches make this game way too complicated. If I'm Shaler, my game plan early in the ball game is we're going to feed you Fedorovich until you get sick because we have a height advantage on you. We're going to dump it down, force you to go double team, and then throw it back out and shoot threes, or Fedorovich is going to go to the glass every time we get it on the blocks.
And you try to get Uniontown in some foul trouble as well. Right now, the Red Raiders, we're almost 3/4 of the way through this game. Nobody with more than 2 fouls from the Red Raiders side. So everything has gone Uniontown's way. Again, give Shaler lots of credit for staying in the game for a while. But right now, the Red Raiders have extended that lead.
You know what? This is a 20-point difference between these two teams. I honestly believe that. Uniontown is 20 points better than Shaler. Well, I honestly, just with the athletic ability and the way this ball game, but like you said, Shaler has done a great job of controlling the tempo, and keeping it within 12. But
they prevented that big run.
Yeah, that real big run.
Yeah.
They called that on the floor, so he's not going to the line.
Well, I find that very curious. It certainly looked like he was going up for the shot there, and the Shaler fans, the boo birds ringing here at the A.J. Palumbo Center. But yeah, Fedorovich still hasn't gone to the line, and now we'll get some contact, and this one will be on the floor as well as Duncan will be
got beat to the middle of the floor. And they're going to call that on the floor also. Brandon's second foul. I thought Shaler would be a better outside shooting team.
Now Fedorovich. Duncan steps up and prevents the shot.
You know what, Chuck? He's not strong offensively inside. He's got to catch that right there and make a move to the glass.
Jenkins tapped that one out of bounds, tried to see if he could steal a call from the official, but Shaler will maintain possession. Yeah, I mean, Duncan did step up, but still, 6'5". Shoot over him.
You got to make a move down there. That's like we talk about David Winfrey. David's got to shoot the ball every once in a while, so people got to come out and respect him. And he does. Fedorovich, nobody's right now. His inside game is not a problem for Uniontown Red Raiders.
Under a minute and a half left in the third period, and again a foul called up top, and Duncan again now will be called for his third, and again this will be a non-shooting foul, but the Red Raiders now starting to pile up the team fouls. 15 foul on the Red Raiders here in the third quarter. So again, Shaler will inbounds. We've been down on this end of the court forever, it seems like, as we're approaching 1 minute left. Quarter number 3. The Raiders with the double-digit advantage.
See, right now we're gonna go inside. See, right now, give it to him. There you go. Oh, but that's all right. You'll take that if you're Fedorovich.
Used his body to seal off. Nelson Jones was able to get the lob pass. Brandon Duncan trying to help out with some weak side help, but he will be called for his third personal foul here basically on this possession by Shaler, and he now has 4 fouls on the night.
But that's the first time they looked inside and he went strong.
Now Fedorovich with his first free throw of the night, and he misses. Shaler only 4 for 8 as a team from the line. Uniontown has only shot 2 free throws tonight, and that's Kevin McClee. Made one of them. No one else for the Red Raiders has been to the line tonight. Fedorovich misses them both, but Appearing gets the rebound, and now we get a 3. First three-pointer tonight for the Titans. Weisinger hits it. So that will cut into that lead.
Full court pressure.
Near steal.
First time we've seen full court pressure from Shaler.
Final seconds here in the third period. It has been a Red Raider quarter. Shaler getting a long 3 from Weisinger. He has 9, by the way.
Little zone trap. Uniontown breaks it with ease.
Winfrey up top.
Looks like it's a little 2-1-2.
Nice diagonal pass, and count it. And send him to the line.
See, that won't happen because lack of communication amongst the Shaler Titans. When they flashed a man to the high post, the backside post person went with him and left the block all alone.
Fedorovich called for the personal foul. Jenkins gets the 2 and gets the 3. A 3-point play for Dier, who now has 5 points. We are under 40 seconds left.
It's a
12 in the third
advantage.
quarter. Uniontown by 12. Another backdoor cut. This one tapped out of bounds off of the Red Raiders.
It kind of looks like Shaler's offense, they're trying to run something like the University of Princeton runs. A little double high post, try to cut off of it, try to go backdoor if you're overplaying. You know, maybe have Fedorovich step out every once in a while, but you better have that big kid that can step out and shoot that three like them kids at Princeton.
Newsflash, they're not running it as well. Nelson Jones with the rebound.
Well, the only people I ever saw run Princeton's offense the right way was Princeton.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, will the Raiders now hold for one? Certainly giving every indication that they'll do that. Why not? 12-point lead.
Shaler, that man-to-man. They're in trouble. They got to play man-to-man or they could be in trouble.
Now Winfrey, dribble drive. Oh, nice pass underneath, but we're going to get the foul. No, they're going to call a travel on Winfrey. I don't know that I saw that. Well, Shaler will have time now, 4.2 seconds left here in the third quarter. Time to run it down court and fling one up. They get a three here. It'll be a 9-point game. This would be big. Here's Weisinger. That would be a three.
That looked like a carry there.
Little jump step there. Shot it from beyond the arc, but the shot was short. And what a third quarter for the Uniontown Red Raiders as they take a 4-point halftime lead and triple it. One more mile to go after 3 quarters of play. The score, the Uniontown Red Raiders 39, the Shaler Titans 27.
Selecting an attorney can be difficult. Did you know that there are almost 1 million attorneys in the United States? Did you know that a national board measures their experience and expertise? And that fewer than 2,200 achieve certification? Did you know that only 30 attorneys in the country were certified in both civil and criminal law? Did you know that 2 of them live and work right here? Meet James and Samuel Davis, the hometown professionals at Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law.
Alarm Monitoring Systems, located at 60 Lebanon Avenue in Uniontown. We sell, service, and install. The cost of annual monitoring is $96. Our own 24-hour local central station offers monitoring of security systems and 24-hour emergency repair service. We also offer medical alert, fire safety, and insurance deductions. Call Alarm Monitoring Systems today at 439-1180 or 437-6101.
For almost 4 decades, Fayette Tire has been the trusted name for all your tire needs. But did you know that Fayette Tire also offers an extensive service program, including brakes, inspections, oil changes, and road hazard coverage? Of course, Fayette Tire still has one of the area's largest selection of tires to choose from, including Michelin tires, BF Goodrich radials, and the Uniroyal brand. Fayette Tire has the fastest tire change around to get you back on the road fast. Great Michelin, BF Goodrich, and Uniroyal tires, plus the service you trust, Fayette Tire.
With over 20 years of service and factory trained technicians, Ford Business has what it takes to provide your company with the edge to stay ahead of the competition. As an authorized Gestetner dealer, we can offer a digital solution that will fit your budget. Isn't it time to join the digital revolution? Ford also offers complete network installation, computers and servers, as well as printers and fax machines. For professional service you can depend on, call Ford Business Machines. Real people, real solutions.
The Uniontown Red Raiders are 8 minutes away from a trip to, well, right back here on Saturday, where they would play Chartiers Valley. Chartiers Valley defeating Montour earlier this evening here at the A.J. Palumbo Center. Bad news for the Laurel Highlands Mustangs, unfortunately. Their season's over. They do not qualify for the state playoffs. Uniontown will definitely be in the state playoffs. Will they be there as the WPIAL champions? Well, we'll find out tonight if they get to the championship game. And right now, Joe, nice lead, 12 points heading into the 4th and final quarter.
12-point lead for the Uniontown Red Raiders as they lead this 39-27 over the Shaler Titans. Chuck, look for Coach Chuck to really pull this out now and force Shaler to come get him. Because they've been sitting in that 2-3 zone, that 1-3-1 zone all 3 quarters. And I think if they go man, this definitely benefits the Uniontown Red Raiders.
I think you have to make them chase you a little bit again. We keep harping on the fact that Shaler's only played 6 in this entire game. You know they have to start getting tired, so make them play a little man-to-man, make them chase you around a little bit, and see if they can, see if you can wear them down a little bit now as you head down the home stretch. Chance to pound a few nails in that coffin.
Saw a couple dignitaries in the crowd there. Mark O'Keefe and Coach Pergoli from Ringgold. There's 2 guys you wouldn't see part of the same gymnasium very often. A move coming here, put up by Denham, front of the iron, won't go, rebound, and we're going to get a foul on Denham as Terrence Vaughns rips down the rebound. It is De'Aaron Jenkins, Terrence Vaughns, Chris Jacobs, David Winfrey, and Nelson Jones. They are the 5 for the Uniontown Red Raiders.
And we don't have any official stats up here, Joe, of course, so I'm not sure what the rebounding numbers are, but it seems to me, watching this game, that Uniontown has out-rebounded Shaler, done a very good job on the boards.
Full court pressure now coming from the Shaler Titans. David Winfrey will back it out and look forward. Jacobs coming all the way, and it's going to be fouled, and Fedorovich gets it. And that's a good job of attacking the press after you break, and Uniontown will do that.
Defensive miscue by Shaler as Jacobs finds himself with a free lane to the hoop there for a moment.
Got a nice crowd on hand here at the A.J. Palumbo Center for the doubleheader here, semifinals.
Back-to-back nights, of course. Brownsville playing Blackhawk and Brownsville, both winning last night, Tuesday night, here on this same floor. And Brownsville will come back now 2 nights from now on Friday night. Uniontown, if they can win this game, will get to play Saturday afternoon. And Fayette County with a chance of 2 WPIAL champions in the same year. And when's the last time that happened?
Yeah, that may have never happened. That may have never. Now, there was the one time, as Shaler breaks first, where Fairchance Georges and Geibel played for the Class A title.
Wasn't that 81 when Uniontown won?
I believe so, but...
so that might have been the time. I think Geibel and
Uniontown win the
both...
WPIAL title that year.
Yeah.
They just win the states.
No, they won them both. They won the WPIAL in 81.
Then that would probably be the only time that we've had that.
I think so. Yeah, Geibel, and then Fairchance got to the state semifinal game that year. But yeah, I think Geibel and Uniontown both winning in the same year. So that was 20 years ago.
In fact, they played the Fairchance Georges Geibel game at Laurel Highlands because there was no site. They never went to a spot to get the first free throw here to cut it to 12. They never went to a spot. I mean, there was no designated spot. They just played it at the nearest site.
Right. So,
which I still like sometimes.
So 20 years since we've had something like that happen. Could happen again this year. And, of course, 20 years since the Red Raiders have won a WPIAL title. And right now, they are just a few minutes away from at least getting another crack at it as Fedorovich, who missed 2 free throws earlier in the game, hits both of those.
And Coach Shuck did make the comment earlier in the playoffs. He did not win anything last year. Kevin McClee finishes. Nicely done by Kevin.
Nelson Jones with the assist there. Great ball movement by the Red Raiders. McClee's first field goal of the night.
You know, he talked about he didn't get to win anything last year. He lost the section title, lost the whip, didn't get to the WPIALs, and lost in the state championship game. Kevin McClee going to get the foul. And it reminds me a lot of the Brownsville football team in '97. You know, went all the way, did not win anything, did not win the conference, did not win the WPIAL playoffs. And with 7:07 left, it's a 42-29 ball game. Uniontown in control as Shaler will go to the foul line here.
Yeah, tough to get excited about. Well, we were Western Regional Champions. You would like to have a banner you could hang up saying you won something. Uniontown has a section title under their belt for this year. They want the WPIAL title as well. Then they'll start to think about Hershey and state championships. But right now, they're not even thinking about that state tournament. It's beat Shaler, hang on to this lead now, win this game, and then we'll focus on Chartiers Valley.
Yes. The Titans, Denham tries to cut this back to an 11-point ball game, and he does. So Uniontown has led by as many as 12. Shaler's biggest lead was 4. It's 6-2, and that came early in the first quarter. Full court pressure now, and this is really a problem, and they turn it over. Well, just got to be patient against this because they've had no problems with it until the last trip break floor. David Winfrey throws it away.
Uniontown getting some balance offensively, which... they didn't get quite as much of in the first 2 playoff games, relying in large part upon Chris Jacobs. But tonight, Vaughns, Jones with 10 apiece. Jacobs has 6. Duncan, Jenkins with 5. So nice balance by the Red Raiders offensively. Right now, of course, the Raiders on defense.
And we keep forgetting there are going to be 4 teams from the area in the state playoffs. De'Aaron Jenkins with steady steps on the sideline. There's going to be 4 teams from the area in the state playoffs. AG girls, Connellsville girls, Brownsville Falcons, and the Uniontown Red Raiders are destined for the state playoffs.
And what a shame we didn't get that 5th team. Montour didn't take care of business tonight because all of us were hoping for Uniontown Laurel Highlands in the first round of the state tournament.
Or Fraser could have just held on against Vincentia.
Oh, yeah, that too, right.
They had, I tell you what a great year Dave Vindovich had with the Commodores. Good move to the glass, can't get it to go down. Peering puts it back, won't go. Fedorovich taps up, won't go. And finally, the Red Raiders, De'Aaron Jenkins says, enough of this nonsense.
A lot of contact underneath, and the officials have been allowing a lot of contact through much of this game. Now, early in the 4th period, nothing called, and Red Raiders happy nothing called there. Now they'll try to build on that lead.
And here comes the spread game. And this is going to really give Shaler problems. Just got to take care of the basketball and already get a steal. Back the other way. Here comes the Titans laying it up, and down it goes.
Got a lot of iron on that layup, but yeah, if you're going to take the air out of the ball, the last thing you want to do is turn it over after 15 seconds. Uniontown with a chance to put this away.
With the lay-in, back they come all the way. Terrence Vaughns.
Chris Jacobs, nice bounce passes. That's the way to do it. When you break the press, don't just break the press to beat the press. Break the press to score.
Warner's jumper, air ball. Terrence Vaughns with the rebound, and David Winfrey now will walk it up the floor. And his ankle seems to be a little bit better than it was against the Penn Trafford Warriors. And Coach Shuck says, let's talk this over. Let's get everything on the right page. So, looking forward to this weekend. It'll be the Brownsville Falcons and the Blackhawk Cougars Friday night from the A.J. Palumbo Center. It's a matchup of maybe two of the premier players in the WPIAL. Brandon Fuss-Cheatham for the Cougars and George Lemon for the Brownsville Falcons.
And, of course, Blackhawk, a traditional power in AAA. They have many WPIAL titles over recent years, and they're going to try to add to that total. But the Falcons, a little bit of a Cinderella story. We've talked about it as we've gone on through these playoffs. The talk the night of the pairings announcement was that Brownsville did not get enough respect, that they were seated way too low for a team with the kind of record that they had. I know a lot of people, and I'm one of those, who felt that they probably got the seeding that they deserved because of their non-section record.
And even if you look here, I was looking at their section. Nobody in their section had an above 500 record after them. And, and when the WPIAL looks at that, they're going to look at you.
Right.
But give Coach Logan and his squad a lot of credit. They have made believers here out of people in the playoffs with wins over Elwood City, West Mifflin, and then Hopewell. And if they can pull the trifecta, they can say they claim the Section 1 title.
And the thing is, too much is made of seedings anyways. You play the games. It doesn't really matter where you're seated. It's win in advance, and Brownsville, playing their best basketball of the season exactly when you want to be playing it in the postseason.
Yeah, they're doing a really nice job right now. And I'd be amiss if I did not say good luck to that senior class that I do hold dear to my heart.
Well, of course, absolutely. And, of course, their season goes on no matter what after Friday night. Just as the Uniontown Red Raiders season goes on no matter what happens tonight, the question is, will their next game be played in about a week in the first round of the state playoffs, or will they play Saturday for the WPIAL title against Char Valley? Right now, things looking good for the Raiders, but a lot of basketball still to play tonight, Joe.
Good pressure that time by Nelson Jones as the Shaler had trouble bringing up the floor. They kick it back out here. Inside they go. Oh, that's got to be a walk as Fedorovich can't finish. Put back, stick back, count it.
Well, I don't know about a walk, but I thought he did a little hook there with the elbow as he went around Jones. Certainly in the NBA, you're going to get called for an offensive foul there, but sometimes you can get away with that.
If he hits this, we're back to an 8-point ball game.
Fedorovich now with 14, leading scorer for the Titans.
He can't make a free throw, so it's still. And we're going to get a jump ball as Terrence Vaughns and Chris Jacobs all got their hands in there against Warner, and the ball goes to the Uniontown Red Raiders.
So the Raiders right now, their ally is the clock. Right now we'll stop the clock, though, and
I think you
call
can
another timeout
with 5:01 left. And we would be amiss, we keep talking about, we do have a team up in the mountains that have qualified for the Class A state playoffs, the Turkeyfoot Rams, who is in our in the Herald Standard coverage area with newspaper, and the Rams tonight playing Berlin's Brother Valley, who some people think may have the best player in Somerset County in Eisentraut, whose dad is the head coach at Berlin. And so the Turkeyfoot Rams were 5th in the state in Class A. And they're just over the border.
Yeah, not a particularly deep team, but again, in Class A, you can sometimes get away with that. And the starting five that they can put out there are a very effective team. They have some size. They rebound very well. Turkeyfoot's, especially the second half of the season.
Yeah, they've been smoking people, man.
Yeah.
They've thrown 100 on some people up there in the mountains. It would have been nice to see them come off the mountain and maybe play a Fraser or something. That might have been an interesting basketball game.
Well, we're not obviously going to see that.
But that would have been, I think that and Fraser would have been a good matchup. Jefferson Morgan and Turkeyfoot would have been a nice matchup. There would have been some good games. You wonder why people won't put them on the schedule, but I know that gymnasium's about 30 foot long from what I hear.
Well, here we go to reset things with 5:01 left. Now, the one thing Shaler does have going for them, Uniontown has committed 9 team fouls, so a double bonus from here on out. So Shaler with a chance maybe to get back into this game from the line. Shaler, meanwhile, has committed only 4 fouls.
Oh, good job of breaking the pressure. And see, you got to take that. Brandon's got to take that to the glass. Oh, nice look to get it to Chris Jacobs.
Oh! Everybody moved away from Jacobs. He was a little too wide open. He couldn't believe it.
But Brandon's got to finish that. He got to go strong to the glass one time. Still in that man-to-man, as Denham having trouble with Brandon Duncan.
And Shaler just hanging around now. If they hit a 3-point shot here, it's a 6-point game.
Oh, good move here. Going to the glass and finishing it is Weisinger.
He's now in double figures with 11, and it's a 7-point
ball game. Lead it ahead. Brandon Duncan nearly walks with it, but he does get it to David Winfrey, and Uniontown will pull back out and force Shaler to come get him.
Approaching 4 minutes left in the game, and why not run some time off the clock? Now, I mentioned that Shaler's only committed 4 fouls. The one disadvantage from Shaler's standpoint,
they're going to have to maybe make a foul here.
Yeah, they might want to give up a couple fouls here and put Uniontown in the bonus, because they're going to need to foul Uniontown to get back in this game, I think.
See, the problem with Shaler right now is their big people cannot check Uniontown's big people out on the perimeter. It is not going to happen.
Well, they've looked a step slower than the Raiders all night long, and right now, again, with the fatigue factor in there, maybe a step and a half.
Fedorovich and Warner are at a disadvantage out here on the perimeter, trying to check Nelson Jones, and I believe Warner may be watching Terrence Vaughns, and Pyring sticks the knee out.
Well, Denham about mugged Vaughns up top a couple of times, and nothing was called there. I mentioned the officials have been calling things loose throughout this game. Finally, the foul is called there. And, again, just the 15 foul on Shaler. And I think they'd be well served maybe to throw up another quick foul there and make it 6 and go from there.
Zach Piskarski is in the ball game. Denham, I think, is trying to get the foul, and they won't call it. And around, see, they just go around Warner.
Exactly.
Chris Jacobs just goes around him. And this is not a good matchup here. You got the big boy on Brandon Duncan. So they're getting some bad matchups here, as Shaler is. Uniontown just needs to be patient. They're into their stall. See, Chris Jacobs going right around. It's going to go to the line. They just can't watch him. They cannot check him out on the perimeter with 3:02 left.
Very few teams can find good matchups against the Red Raiders, and that's, of course, the great advantage Uniontown has as they continue on here in the postseason. They're just so darn fast, and nobody can keep up with them. If they get a lead into the fourth quarter, they're a tough team to beat because they handle the ball well and they shoot free throws well.
Chris Jacobs trying to extend the lead. He gets it back to 8 points at 45-37. Second one coming for Chris.
So you thought I was going to jinx him when I said that.
Well, I've seen it so many times. He buries them both and gives Uniontown that 10-point advantage. Good pressure. See, Uniontown with a good defense here. This is making Shaler eat time. Baseline, don't foul. Nelson Jones with the block. Tell you what, he jumps so well.
Don't bring that weak stuff in here, says Nelson. And the Raiders now up by 9. Run a little more time off the clock.
David Winfrey around. Oh, that's got to be a foul. And Winfrey wants the shot made. This is at Bailey Park. That's the bucket and the foul.
Hold on. I don't think anything's got to be a foul tonight with these officials. How could you not call that foul up top?
The first one, and then I didn't think they blew the whistle on the second one. Winfrey got attacked.
That was a nice tackle. Winfrey with the old Greg Pruitt tearaway jersey. The good thing he doesn't have the tearaway jersey. He'd be half naked out there right now.
And we're starting to date ourselves here. Tearaway jerseys went out in 1979 from college football.
Hey, I said Tinker to Evers to Chance the other night. Give me a break.
And that brings us, it will be high school baseball coming up in the very near future, as we are moving into the month of March.
David Winfrey a little behind the back dribble there as they break the pressure, and then
now to get a foul, Nelson Jones will go to the line.
Yeah, it's Pareto foul shots now from here on out, and this is where the Raiders are so strong. They're a very good free throw shooting team. Yeah.
But we will have high school baseball, and we're in the process of making the schedule, and it's going to be interesting. Mapletown with a brand new field, from what we've heard. The Maples have put together a nice little field down there with the help of the Pennsylvania PennDOT, who actually did something right for a change. But some pretty good baseball in here. Uniontown has a pretty decent team coming back. Mark Edfield's done a great job with the Red Raider baseball team. Coach Roebuck at Brownsville's done a great job. Coach Lambert does a great job with the Mustangs. And I'll tell you what, somebody better call the police out here, because I have never seen Uniontown miss free throws.
Well, Nelson Jones misses that one. The Raiders as a team now 4 for 6 from the line, and a chance for Shaler to cut into the lead.
Here they come. Good move there. Can't go down. Nelson Jones with the rebound. Terrence Vaughns will push it ahead.
How many layups have the Titans missed tonight?
Duncan around Fedorovich. See, Fedorovich's legs are dead. Brandon Duncan went by him like he was a pole.
Yeah, that's what I said. The fatigue factor. You cannot play 6 players against Uniontown. You can do it for 3 quarters maybe, but it's going to catch up to you in the 4th quarter. Any team without depth, I don't think is going to have much of a shot the rest of the way against the Raiders.
And Shar Valley will go 8 or 9 deep, and that's what scares me.
Well, that's and you know, use that rotation and keep everybody fresh in the final period. Uniontown, look at what they've done to McKeesport and Shaler and, you know, to a lesser extent, Penn Trafford. But they've played very well in the 4th quarter in all 3 playoff games.
And we get a foul again. But I thought Penn Trafford was a very, very good basketball team.
They played a very good game, and they were able to get the ball inside, of course, to Gavin Wirtz a lot. They stayed in that game. Uniontown was able to dominate most of that 4th quarter. You throw out that one 5-point play that Penn Trafford had, and Uniontown with a decided 4th quarter advantage, and that's what they're doing. They're wearing teams down. But yeah, Penn Trafford stayed in the game right to the end. They were able to do what it looks like Shaler is not able to do tonight. Shaler hung around for a while, but now Uniontown looks like they're putting this one away.
Brandon Duncan has extended the lead to 48-37, his first point since early in the 1st quarter when he hit the triple and the 2-pointer to give him 5. That's tapped out of bounds, and the ball will go back to the Shaler Titans. So it's 48-37, Uniontown by 11, and it appears the Uniontown Red Raiders have punched their ticket into the WPIAL Finals, and as Chuck said, for the first time since 1981, and now you can start bringing out all the Earl Miner stories and the Greg Gabriel stories and all the good stories. I do remember I was a freshman in high school when Uniontown started that run, the very first opening game. They just thumped the Brownsville Falcons to no end.
My old baseball teammate at Bailey Park, Greg Gabriel, known Greg for many years.
They lost one game that year, Uniontown did, didn't they? To Bell Vernon. Yeah, they lost to Bell Vernon because Miner stuck his hand through a window, I do believe, and cut his hand.
See, my memory tells me that they lost a game in a tournament out in
Las Vegas?
Out in
Vegas.
Vegas.
They lost 2. They lost one section game to Bell Vernon, and they lost the game out in.
I want to say the Vegas game's the only game they lost.
We'll have to send Dave Stavchek to the
Archives.
Brandon Duncan. But I remember they went to Las Vegas that year because them and Beaver Falls went out the same year.
And they lost out there. And I thought that was their only loss, but we'll look that up.
But they lost like in the semifinals. Duncan misses 2 free throws. That's very characteristic of Uniontown Red Raiders. Here they come, pull-up jumper. Good defense by David Winfrey to force an off-balance shot. And good rebound there. And the turn and getting it off the glass won't go. And there's Nelson Jones, who Greg Gabriel's hair didn't look like Nelson Jones did it. And we'll get a whistle and a foul.
Well, not when we played together. Now, I don't know what he looks like right now, but
that was a great team.
Oh man, and you know what was similar to
this team? No size
and a balance. No superstars on that team. You had Gabriel and Fee up top with the guards.
Who did they beat for the WPIAL title?
You had. Oh, man, what is this, a quiz? I didn't study.
See, I can't remember who they beat. I know they beat Springfield Delco.
Their opponents.
They beat Springfield Delco.
Very good in the championship
for the championship game. Because I remember watching it on TV.
And that school doesn't exist anymore, right?
No, I think it's a merger of somebody now.
Yeah.
I think every school in the East is a merger of somebody anymore.
That's true, too.
It's going to be, you know what? Dave Stavchek, if you're listening to us, the 2 questions...
Which of course he always does.
2 questions we need to answer on the airball here as Uniontown looks like they're on their way is, first off, what was the record, or anybody, what was the record of the 81 Uniontown team? Because I think they lost 2 times. Chuck thinks once, and they may be right. But we also need to know, who did they beat for the WPIAL title? Because I can't remember for the life of me who they defeated for the WPIAL title.
I cannot remember.
But Springfield Delco just like jumps out at you.
Yeah, everybody remembers that. They won the championship game there. I'm trying to remember the starting 5 now. Is it Gabriel? You had Gabriel and Fee. You had Earl Miner in the middle.
Earl Miner.
And the other forward?
Was it Terrence Jackson, or was that just a little bit later? I remember Terrence high jump like 7'11" or something.
He was on that team. I don't know if he was a
starter, but I think he was on that team. As David Winfrey buries the free throw. But I remember Terrence Jackson then was in the Sports Illustrated for high jump of like 7'7" or some dumb number like that.
State champion.
Unreal. And that was 81.
Boy, glory days, though. If you go back to that time frame, and we talked about Geibel and Fairchance Georges that same year, and Geibel winning a state title just a couple years before that.
They had the King boy Fairchance Georges, York Raiders did.
Mike King, who
went to WVU.
And was living in Arizona for a while, now back in the area. Just saw him a couple of months ago, has his own business here in Fayette County, and doing actually down in Morgantown, but doing very well for himself. And so ran into Mike King probably about 4 or 5 months ago, and you know what? Little thin on top, Mike, if you're listening. Little thin, but other than that, looked exactly the same. Looked like he could go out there and throw a few down.
But tell you what, a little reminiscing here. Great basketball in the early 80s. That's when Uniontown was definitely one of the powers in the West. I mean, that's, you talked basketball in the West, and the first thing to jump out at you as Terrence Vaughn makes the free throw is the Uniontown Red Raiders, and these young men here have kind of restored that glory back.
Well, they sure have, in a big way.
It's now 51-37, I do believe. We've kind of lost track of everything.
Well, they're winning.
That was going on. A good move to the glass, finishes it. And it's 51-39.
First field goal of the night for Denham.
And as we count this down here at the Palumbo Center, for all you Red Raider fans, you come right back down Route 51 Saturday afternoon at 2 o'clock. And the Red Raiders and the Chartiers Valley Colts, Timmy McConnell and his Colts, and a little bit of, I tell you what, not to be funny, there may be more relief out there to jubilation because they've got to where they thought they should be, and that's the WPIAL Championship game.
It's a long ride home tonight. Some folks are going to be getting in late, but it's a nice ride home tonight. If you're a Red Raider fan, if you're a Red Raider player, if you're a member of this Red Raider coaching staff, big win for the Red Raiders, and Char Valley next. They'll get them Saturday afternoon right back here.
Chuck, you want to give the Red Raiders scores real quick here?
Well, let's get what we have here, and of course this is all unofficial, but Terrence Vaughn's leading the way with a couple of threes, and he picks up 13 points. I believe he is the leading scorer.
Yeah.
Nelson Jones also with 10, and I think they may have been the only two in double figures. But you had Jacobs with 8, you had Duncan with 7, you had
Jenkins with 5.
Jenkins with 5. Yeah, so a lot of great balance for Uniontown, and that's what you like to see if you're the Red Raiders. Fedorovich and Weisinger led the way for Shaler, but they're Uniontown, what a big win, and now, hey, we talked about climbing the ladder. They're now on the top rung.
Almost ready to put themselves on that little stoop. Well, that's going to wrap it up here from the A.J. Palumbo Center in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, the site of the WPIAL semifinals. It will be the site of the WPIAL Championship game. And Saturday afternoon at 2 o'clock, the Uniontown Red Raiders have one more step to climb. They will be trying to become the second Fayette County team to win a title. Brownsville will try Friday night. Final score tonight from the Palumbo Center in Pittsburgh. Uniontown moves to that title game. Final score, the Red Raiders 51, the Titans 39. For Chuck Durso, I'm Joseph Oka. For Eric Zakovi, who almost lost his life here tonight. That'd wrap it up for the Palumbo Center. Final score, Red Raiders 51, Titans 39.